Our big story tonight at 10:30, we are learning new details about the man deputies have labeled as a person of interest in connection to the deadly Winter Springs carjacking. Thanks for staying with us. I'm Hannah McKenzie.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. Jordanish Torres-Garcia remains in the Osceola County jail tonight on a warrant out of Puerto Rico. But he also had at least 2 previous cases here in Orange County. Fox 35's Patrick Perez is live in the studio. So, Patrick, it's a bit shocking both of those prior cases were dropped.
Yeah, in each of those Orange County cases, the victims did not want to move forward. Had they pursued charges, it's possible he may not have been out on the streets when this carjacking happened. The man investigators believe is a strong person of interest in the Winter Springs carjacking is no stranger to law enforcement. According to court records, Jordanish Torres-Garcia started his criminal career as a teenager in Puerto Rico. He was convicted of aggravated burglary and spent time in a juvenile detention facility while also being convicted for attacking a fellow inmate. It wasn't long after getting out before Puerto Rican police found 3 guns and 118 rounds of ammo in his home. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison and was released on probation in December of 2018. Records show he violated that probation the following November. Then, while on the run almost 4 years later, Orange County deputies say he robbed someone at gunpoint outside a Dunkin' Donuts. But the victim in the case declined moving forward. Days later, deputies alleged Torres-Garcia stalked his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his child, before firing a gun in her backyard, threatening to kill her and burn her house down. She, too, decided not to move forward with the case. Prosecutors dropped the charges in both of those cases. Criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Bob Fisher says that doesn't happen often, but it's all dependent on the facts and circumstances of the case.
The government has the burden of proof because the defendant, no matter what that person's history may be, is presumed innocent until the government meets that burden of proving their guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Had the victims in both cases cooperated with prosecutors, Fisher believes it's possible Torres-Garcia would still be behind bars.
If the government had been successful in meeting their burden of proof, then that person obviously, under Florida's 1020 life legislation, because a gun was used, would have been sentenced to a minimum of 10 years in prison.
And even though the charges were dropped in the stalking case, Torres-Garcia remained in federal custody for violating probation. He was released again from prison in October of last year, but then failed to report to a halfway house. Deputies arrested him late last week, and he is now being held on a probation violation warrant while they investigate his alleged involvement in this carjacking. In the studio tonight, I'm Patrick Perez, Fox 35 News.
Patrick, thank you. Now